Hi, today I thought I'd talk to you about a big fail that you can have in marketing that prevents you from getting the results that you were hoping on for all your best efforts of marketing. Hi there, today I'm going to talk to you about a marketing no-no that a lot of practices are falling into and will prevent you getting the number of new patients that you were hoping for from your marketing. Okay, there's lots of different reasons, but this particular one is not as well known, and that's why I'm going to go over it today. It's called marketing benefits versus services. Have you ever gone to a website or read somebody's flyer that came in the mail or anything like that and seen a list of services? We deliver blah, 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 and it's sometimes a long list, and you don't always know what all the words mean on the list. The healthcare professional who's publishing it does, because that's their business, but the average patient in Canada anyway, grade 10 is the level of our average person as far as language skills go and vocabulary. So if they didn't know the word by grade 10, don't use it. All right, it just throws them right off. When you hit something you don't understand, instead of carrying on reading it, you tend to drift off and go into other things and start thinking about other things, and your mind mentally tunes out. Therefore, your list becomes fairly unnecessary because they're not going to see the rest of it. All right. So what do you do instead? I'm sure you want to know that. The thing to emphasize is benefits. And most marketing gurus will tell you that this is the correct way to go. And I want to give you some questions that you could do. Just to find out what benefits patients think that you deliver. It's always an interesting action to do. Take your best person on the phones or in person, better yet, as each patient has been treated today and hit the front desk and paid their bill and booked their next appointment. This person can be it can be the receptionist that does it, or you might have someone else do it. But whoever it is, this person is to ask these 3 questions of every patient until you've done 50 patients. And when they get the answer to each question, they write it down verbatim. Even if it takes them a second to write it down, the patient has to wait. You want the exact wording, okay? Here are the questions. All right. What made you choose our practice over other options? What would you say is the best part about our service? What would you tell a friend or family member or coworker to get them interested in coming to our practice? Okay. So those 3 questions will actually, by their answers, get you some really interesting responses. I remember once, many, many years ago, we've been doing this for 33 years, and we've helped over 2,000 healthcare professionals figure this out. So I just wanted to share this one with you because he's Greek. And the thing that most patients would say about what they liked about the service was that the doctor had a feather-light touch. Now that's the English translation of the Greek word. There is some word in Greek or a saying in Greek that is that, but in English it came out as feather-light touch. That became the marketing go-to button, shall we say, that they would put on all their marketing that would get people interested in coming in. And I actually agree with this because I just went to a new dentist and I love my old dentist, but I had an emergency and I went to this new one, and he has a feather-light touch. I would say he has a very light touch. That's my English interpretation of the feather-light touch from Greek. I would say I wrote him a Google review that said he had a very light touch and that I loved the hygienist. She was so much fun, whatever. She's awesome. And the staff were, the usual Google review. But I used the word light touch because that was what is different about him from many dentists that I've been to, was I felt like he was like hardly invading my mouth at all. Do you know what I mean? Therefore, that would be a good thing for him to use for his marketing. And I should point that out. He's one of my past clients. So from a while ago, so I should point that out, that he should use that because it's something that impressed me. Now, the next thing is you want to actually use these things. Now, you can actually take another tack besides using those words that the patients gave you. At the beginning of your website, you could ask questions. What are the most common things do you think that your patients say? Make a list when they come in and you say, how may we help you today? And they'll say, well, I'm going to just take dentistry for a second since my attention's on that. My jaw is hurting over here when I chew, or, one of my teeth is hurting, or I'd like my teeth to be straighter, or, all these different things that they would say and that they say to you when they come in. These are what you want to use for the top of your website. Would you like your teeth to be straighter? Would you like your teeth to be whiter? When you chew, do you have pain in your jaw joints? Simple English questions that anybody can understand, and they engage the patient. So this is another way to use what the patients are saying by what are they complaining of when they come in. Use those complaints because you know very well that there are other people who are Googling to find the dentist near them that can handle that particular problem for them, because we all have mouths and most of the pains are somewhat in common. We won't know what it means if you say we need this service and give it a technical name, but we can tell you that our jaw hurts when we chew. Mine doesn't, but I'm just saying because I know a lot of people have that problem. So you would want to have some questions at the beginning of your website that engage the person. Looking at a list of services does not engage a person. It doesn't get them thinking. They just run their eyes down like you do in a restaurant. But if you ask questions like, does your jaw hurt when you chew? Would you like your teeth to be whiter? These are things that people mentally answer as they read the questions, and it's called in the marketing business engaging the prospect. You're engaging them in what you're saying, as opposed to listing out a bunch of things and throwing a lot of data at them. That would get their attention, and when they find something on the list that they have, and maybe it isn't on the list, and maybe you need a catch-all question at the end. Do you have some other problem that wasn't on the list? Okay, I mean, it could be as simple as that, which is kind of fun. And then you can get into whatever else you want to have on your home page. There's a whole variety. I won't even say which is the correct answer because there's a lot of different things you can do. But those two things that I just went over, surveying your patients and getting what they say about your practice and using that as your promotional item, or putting questions that engage the person in what you're talking about. Those are the two things, but make it about the benefits, not about the services. Today's helpful hint. If you like this, please share it with others and give me a like, and subscribe to our channel because we have 150 something videos where I've said something, and a couple of my staff as well have said something to help healthcare professionals run their practices better. So have a look and see if there's anything else you need to know. And stay tuned for my next one. Bye for now.
To get your practice analyzed, contact The Art of Management at 416-466-6217.